Okay. Hi guys. Um Today we'll be talking about dinosaurs and a little bit about ancient insects a bit. Now, dinosaurs are quite interesting and most people go through a dinosaur stage where they're absolutely fascinated about dinosaurs. I was one of them. In my earlier years, I was absolutely fascinated by dinosaurs, and I used to watch these documentaries called Jurassica. Absolutely amazing show for me at that stage. I couldn't get enough of that show. Now, it described a lot about ancient dinosaurs and other prehistoric beings, but we'll be talking about dinosaurs for a while today. Now, the age of the dinosaurs was during the Mesozoic era, between 250 million and 65 million years ago. Now, the earliest dinosaurs lived during the Triassic period, and the heyday, as in the golden age of the dinosaurs, was about in the Jurassic period. The Cretaceous period was when many of the famous dinosaurs, like Triceratops and the T Rex, lived, and dinosaurs became extinct during the Cretaceous period, which ended 65 million years ago, when a massive asteroid about 15 kilometers across hit the Earth at the Yucatan Peninsula. Well, at that stage it was underwater, and yeah, this impact basically wiped out basically non all non-avian dinosaurs from the Earth. Basically, it is sorry, it's theorized that birds, all birds that we see today, evolved from dinosaurs, or at least some species of dinosaur, like for example Archaeopteryx. And during the extinction event, um, all non-avian dinosaurs, as in Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus, and ankylosaurs, became extinct, as well as all mosasaurs, ichthyosaurs, plesiosaurs as well, and all the flying reptiles such as the pterosaurs, for example, became extinct. Now, dinosaurs ranged from a wide variety of sizes and shapes, from small crow and chicken sized dinosaurs to massive skyscraper sized dinosaurs such as Diplodocus and Brachiosaurus. Yeah, and yeah, with dinosaurs, last I checked, about 700 species known, though it is theorized that some species may be the older or younger versions of the same species. Um, some believe that as dinosaurs grew older, their appearance changed. So what we may see as two separate species may actually be the younger and older versions of the same species. Um, with the insects, the the golden age of insects was during the Carboniferous period, about 360 million years ago. Now, during the Carboniferous period, oxygen levels were, from we can tell from the geological record, was about 35% of atmospheric levels versus the 21% today, which means that insects could grow humongous. For insect lovers, that will have been a absolutely fabulous time. For those who hate insects, yeah, stay away from that period because insects could grow gigantic. Dragonflies, for example, could grow up to their wingspan from one side to the other would be would have been about 70 centimeters. Um, yeah, or almost 1 meter, while centipedes could grow to about 2 to 3 meters. And spiders, nope. That is something that I would like to encounter in the night either. Because spiders, even though I really like spiders today, I would not like to experience those kinds of spiders during the Carboniferous. Because the spiders there, some of the biggest that we know of, that I know of, yeah, they could grow almost to the size of my head. Yeah, so that would be a nice thing to see. Giant head-sized spider running around all across the ground. Yeah, try getting that out of your heads. Yeah, gigantic spider, size of my hand, crawling around your house, eating your cats and dogs if you have, possibly your neighbors. Yeah, anyway. Um, yeah, in the Carboniferous, the, the reason why there was so much oxygen in the atmosphere was because almost the entire planet was covered by an Amazon rainforest type forest. Basically, almost the entire planet was covered by swamp like forest and rainforest. And because of the high oxygen content, um, insects and spiders and other arthropods could grow to gigantic sizes. Now, insects today can't get bigger than what they are now because they breathe through these tubes, and the bigger an insect is, the bigger these tubes have to be. And yeah, for an insect to grow to that size today, you would end up with an insect with more tube than insect. But in the Carboniferous period, where oxygen was 35%, the insects could grow several times bigger than today while still having tiny breathing tubes. So, yeah, like I said before, I don't want to be in that period with all those giant, big, massive insects. Nope, thanks, that's not for me. Even though I do enjoy observing insects, no, just no. But yeah, also, oh yeah, if you love snakes, um, you would have to go to just after the Cretaceous extinction to see a really massive snake, the Titanoboa. It could grow up to 12, possibly up to 15 meters long, basically as big as the snake in the movies Anaconda. Yeah, that's a pretty scary thought. Snakes, as long as a buzz. Yeah, no. It could eat basically almost anything that it could put in its mouth. From rodents to basically crocodiles, alligators, and I don't know what else was running around in that area or time period. Yeah. So if you love snakes, it would be fascinating to see it, but yeah, if not, also stay away from that period. But dinosaurs, yeah, they're quite fascinating as well. Um, Now we can get a lot of information about them from their fossilized bones, teeth, footprints, coprolites. Um, Let me say that again. Coprolites. Croplo. Sorry, forget it. Basically, fossilized poop. Um, just from that, or from those things, we can actually get a lot from how they may have behaved, looked like, because some fossils are so well preserved that you can actually see their, for example, their outline, feathers, like for example with the Archaeopteryx, basically the ancestor of birds, or one ancestor, and by looking at their teeth, we can actually tell what they ate, um, from soft fruits, leaves, grass, or no, wait, not grass, um, Grass only evolved in the last 34 million years. So basically, leaves, fruits, cones, um, each other, as in the case with T Rex, Velociraptor, or fish, as in Spinosaurus. Yeah, Spinosaurus actually had some major changes over the last few years, especially after the third Jurassic Park movie. Yeah, if that movie was remade today with the modern information that we have about Spinosaurus, T Rex would have easily won that battle. Easily. Because Spinosaurus wasn't that tough of a predator versus T Rex. Now, it was a pretty big predator at that stage and area, but if you put Spinosaurus against the T Rex, like in the third Jurassic Park movie, yeah, it's more than likely that Spinosaurus would have lost that one. Yeah, because it was more of a fish eater, so its teeth were not designed to give such a big bite as in the movie. So, yeah, and sauropods, for example, were absolutely massive. I mean, they were among the or some of the biggest land animals ever on Earth. Today we have the giraffe and elephants as the largest land animals, but in their time they were the largest land animals to have ever existed. A single leg bone, just one, would have been bigger than a fully grown man. Um, in fact, it would have been quite a bit bigger than me. I'm 1.6 meters, and a leg bone like that would have been easily 2 meters, if not more. Um, I have to look it up again tomorrow or whenever, and I'll let you guys know as soon as I can. Um, Perhaps tomorrow or later again in another video. But these leg bones were huge and massive. Now, even though these bones were really massive and big, um, they were actually quite lightweight because from research and fragments we can tell that the bones are um, slightly hollow and spongy inside. Um, yeah, so they are quite strong, but bit lightweight on the inside. So they could easily support these massive animals, but they did need hundreds and hundreds of kilograms of plant food per day. So, yeah, even a baby sauropod would have needed tens, if not perhaps 100 kilos of food per day. So, yeah, there goes the idea of the dinosaurs being able to survive on the ark for a year. Even baby forms would have been, yeah, dead after a few weeks. Yeah, I'll talk about that in another video, but let's just say that all the animals on the ark, they would have had a very hard time to survive a whole year on the ark. Um, Perhaps I should talk about that quickly. Some scholars say that there were about 66,000 animals on the ark, but that would have been about 1% of all life that ever existed. Here's the thing: scholars and paleontologists and other scientists say that that 99% of all life that ever existed is now extinct, which means the 66,000 animals that went on the ark is only 1% of the animals that actually ever existed. So I did the math, and 66,000 multiplied by 100%, or just 100, and I got to 6.6 million animals on the ark. And that's just, it's not including the clean animals, for example birds such as sparrows. Now, if you include all the clean animals described by the Bible, such as birds, locusts, goats, basically ruminating animals such as cows and goats, then that number would have gone up to 7 million animals on the ark. Yeah, you can imagine what that would have done. And another thing, the door where the animals went in was closed by God Himself, and the only other opening was opened by Noah to let the dove and raven out of the ark to see if there was land, which would have been a few months after the flood started. Now, yeah, so there would have been no ventilation in the ark whatsoever, as far as we can tell. Also, the inside and outside of the ark was covered by pitch, as in PITCH, pitch. Now, pitch is oil-based substance, and if you have a lot of it in an enclosed system, like in the ark, with no ventilation, you have really big problems with that. No ventilation, all ark was covered in pitch, inside and outside, to keep the water out. So most of the animals would have become extinct after just a few hours. Yeah, that's a really good plan. put 7 million animals on the ark, which would have been covered by pitch, no ventilation. Yeah, you can't even put 100 people in a room without half of them suffocating in the same conditions. Yeah, it's putting so many animals in such a small space. It's like trying to put all 20 million people of New York City in a stadium and closing all the doors for 24 hours. See how many people come out then alive? Yeah. Okay, it's just an example of the conditions inside the ark. So, I don't think that would have been possible unless Noah and his sons built a fleet of about 200 arcs of the same size and dimensions. So, yeah, that's my video for today. Um, let's see if it uploads in time. Then I will publish it today. Um, but if it takes too long, then the upload will be finished tomorrow afternoon. And okay, I know I sound boring and yeah, lame, but that's just how I am. And hopefully I'll be able to better myself with this. And which is one reason why I'm doing this, is to help myself talk better, because I take long pauses and take very long to say something, as you may have noticed by now. So I hope you guys support this channel by subscribing, by viewing these videos, by liking them. Please guys, I really need your support in making this channel a better channel, and I hope you guys enjoy my long, boring rants. Yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow again, hopefully. But yeah, so I'm gonna upload this video now, and hopefully you enjoy the video. Peace out and enjoy the evening.